Welcome everybody. 2023 NADA. We got an opportunity to sit down with a good friend of ours, Joshua Taylor, all the way from Canada to come visit us here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, tell us what you think so far that you've been here. What did you come here for, Joshua?
I came here to learn.
Okay, you're that kind of guy.
I walked through the door this morning with Mr. Michael Barrich, and it was this giant building with the big sign on the front, the biggest event of the year. And I walked in, and it's like, oh, this doesn't look that big. This doesn't look like much. I walked in the door and went, nope, this is the biggest event.
Is it overwhelming for you?
It was significantly overwhelming to come in to see, 230 different vendors here?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. You
What
guys
is-
have this great booth.
Yeah, that's true. What is the most exciting thing you've seen so far at the show?
Oh, there's a Skyline R32 wrapped in yellow up on a hoist back there. Perfectly kitted out.
And I mean, really, we're just getting started. I mean, 'cause it just opened, 4 hours ago?
Yep.
5 hours ago?
Yep.
A lot going on.
There's so much to see.
But I met Joshua not too long ago, but I felt like he's my brother. We're on, FixedOPS Mastermind, Quantum 5, Service Drive Live. Got to get Joe and Eric in there and the gang. Thank you for all you do, what you bring to us, and the people that are in our lives today because of all that you do. Same thing with you, Dave Foy, and everybody at the Mastermind and Quantum. Love you guys. Thank you very much.
Is this your first NADA?
It's my first.
Your first. Well, I don't know about you, Russell, but I feel like there's a bigger buzz this year. There's a lot more going on. We're post-COVID now, so it's a really exciting time to be at NADA.
It's very exciting here, and it doesn't have that feel like stay 6 feet apart. It doesn't feel like that we gotta sanitize your hands 3 times before you talk to somebody. You're not talking to somebody behind a mask. You don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. It feels kind of like conventions used to feel like. You just walk in and it's a warmth of the community around us. It's one big family only. It's kind of a small family in here.
Very
Well,
true.
I noticed a particular theme, at least with Cherry and I and some of the things that we're doing. It's about, and you and I talk a lot about this, the wrench turners, the technicians, the advisors, the struggles they have with drugs and alcohol, low self-esteem, and the challenges. And one of the things I really love, respect, and admire about you is you work with them on a one-on-one basis to find out what it is that makes them tick and to help them overcome these adversities and challenges they're having. But I hear a common theme here as well. In the end, all this is hyperbole. If we're not taking care of our people and we don't let them know that they count, they matter, and they make a difference, I think we're missing something pretty significant, don't you think?
Big time. Some of the statistics are crazy in terms of the negative portions of life, not necessarily just in automotive, but you look at depression rates, you look at the severe end, the suicide rates amongst the population of the continental U.S. It's crazy to think that we aren't putting our people first.
Joshua, with one thing, there's probably not any one thing, but as I ask you this question, if the one thing that stands out, what would have the most impact in dealing with people so we can stop this turnover and all the challenges? How do we convey to them that they're important, that they matter, they make a difference, and they're a part of something? Because that's something that's really important to you and what's on your heart. Do you have anything you can share?
The best sentence I can give you, Russell, is empathy by personalization at scale. The individual, doesn't matter whether an advisor, a technician, BDC, it doesn't matter what portion of the dealership they're in, but management and leadership taking this thought process of the business, take the business away and look at the fact that you've got a team of people, whether it's 5 people, 500 people. When you speak with them, speak with empathy. Care about who they are as an individual, who their personal being is in front of you. When you speak with them, when you interact with them, when they interact with you as leadership, where they interact the way with their peers, understand that empathy in conversation can do more well-being to the business as a whole than just about anything else.
Right, because they understand that you can relate, that you've been there, and that's really soothing to people. I'm not a huge sympathy guy, but I am a large empathy guy. Without getting down in the weeds, but empathy is so important to our human connection.
I look at empathy and sympathy in as two opposite ends. Sympathy is something that you give after something's happened.
Yes.
It's reactive. In this business, we are very focused on the reactive portions of the business. Is something good happened? Do something. Is something bad happening? Do something. And to technicians, for the most part, 80% of what happens to them in a day is negative, coming from management and leadership perspective. They only get 20% positive, right?
Do you think that's across specifically the automotive industry, or do you think that happens across all industries?
I don't have data to support outside of automotive, but I think it can be applied everywhere. If we are not empathetic, and I look at empathy from a proactive point of view, if you are thinking about the person you're talking about or to, and creating processes and procedures in place for those people proactively, you're being empathetic to their situation. You're being empathetic to the person, whether it's through conversation, communication, or processes. That processes can be completely autonomous, not thought about by management or leadership. But if a process is in place for the individual, whether it's a technician, an advisor, anybody in the service department, they're saying, okay, this process is in place for my well-being. I've had a conversation with leadership that's why this process is in place. Awesome. Somebody is caring for me. That's where that personalization at scale comes into play. Your whole team, whether it's 5 or 500, they all require something different in life, different in the shop, different how they work, different how they get paid.
Yeah, and that helps elevate them to the next level. It helps elevate them to the next level. Sorry about that, everybody.
So what are you looking for? What are your goals? What do you hope that NADA does for you this year?
My biggest goal for NADA this year is to learn what NADA means to me and how best I can find leaders who want to support their teams in this manner, to be empathetic to their team, to understand what they need so that they can succeed. And I don't necessarily want just one. I want as many as I can get. The teams, again, 5 people on a team on the shop floor, they all need something different. So if a leader goes, okay, what can I do for all 5? Well, if you're doing something for all 5, empathetically, thinking about what they need, it means they're going to think about you, think about the business.
Exactly.
And if you're doing it not just for one, you're doing it for all of them, well, you're scaling exponentially how much better the business can do.
So true. Now, and yet, I'm sorry, did I interrupt? So there's a lot more to this, and we do a little deeper dive with Joshua on it's already airing on WTF with Joshua Taylor. Amazing insight, amazing talent, and he's all about lifting people up and raising a higher vibration for people to find out what their why is and to help them get to where some people just don't know. Sometimes they just want to know, how do I do this? When you got somebody like this that understands, that's been in the trenches and understands what it is and how to get out of that, this is the guy you want to reach out to.
I appreciate that, Russell.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And Joshua, tell us where people can go to find out more about
Please.
you.
Easiest place to find me is on LinkedIn, Mr. Joshua Taylor on LinkedIn, or Wrench Turners Online. Website, easy peasy lemon squeezy on there.
Great. Thank you, Joshua.
Joshua,
thank you very much.